Hello, welcome to another Cook With Me Gluten-Free. I'm Robin. Thanks for joining me. If this is your first time here, I make things that are gluten-free and I try things that are gluten-free and I let you know what I think. So if that's something that you're interested in, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video and comment if there's something that you want me to make or try. Now, this is a brand that I have never tried before. There are so many different gluten-free brands, smaller brands that are out there, and I don't always have an opportunity to buy them. But Kroger carries the Miss Jones Baking Company brand out of San Francisco. And we are going to make Miss Jones blueberry muffins. It says on the packaging that they are moist and fluffy. And this is a muffin and bread mix, so you can do either. Obviously, it says gluten-free, lots of blueberries, and a homemade taste. We'll be the judge of that. Okay, so Miss Jones says that she's always had, that baking has always been a passion, and she had trouble fitting baking into her schedule and needed some shortcuts. And that's what I like, shortcuts. I would love to be able to make everything from scratch, but I just can't do that. So here's some things that we're going to need: butter, milk, eggs, and the mix. And the mix is actually kind of split into two different portions because I don't know if you can see it on here, but there's like a little crumble topping. So I'm excited about that. I've never made not from scratch blueberry muffins that had a crumble topping. So let's take a look at what we're going to need and then get these in the oven. Preheating right now to 350 degrees. So we're going to get started on Miss Jones Moist and Fluffy Blueberry Muffins. And we are making muffins, not bread today. Here's everything we're going to need. I've got my muffin pan already pre-greased. According to the package, it's going to make 10 muffins. So I filled the two center muffin holes with water so that I get an even bake all around. I am not using little cupcake holders. They are going to cook directly in the muffin pan. In addition to that, of course, we need our spoon, a bowl, 2 eggs. My eggs are at room temperature, although they did not ask that they be at room temperature. I've got 6 tablespoons of butter here that will be melted by the time we mix it. 2/3 cup of milk. Now over here, I've got another tablespoon of butter. This is for the topping. That's why it's set off to the side. And a 1/4 cup. This is going to be scooped out to be placed in with the butter to make the crumble topping. So I'm going to go ahead and get my butter melted, both sets of butter melted, and I want to pour this into the bowl now so we can take a look at what the mix is looking like prior to putting it together. Now, we did not discuss calorie-wise, but one muffin, if mixed equally, 120 calories. And let's see, total fat, it says 0 grams of fat. That's in the mix, I'm assuming, because we know that with our butter and milk, we're going to have some fat in there. So let's take a look. It says it's loaded with blueberries. It smells very good, but I don't see any blueberries yet. All right, let's go ahead and pour it in the bowl. Okay, I'm seeing the blueberries now. Yeah, I do see a good amount of blueberries in there. You probably can't see them as well as I do. Okay, let me get this butter melted, and I will be back to mix up our blueberry muffins. We're going to start with the topping. Now, here's my 1 tablespoon of butter that is melted, and we need a 1/4 cup of the mix. So I'm just going to reach right inside my bowl, kind of get a level 1/4 cup here. There we go. And I'm putting this in, and we're going to mix this up until it's kind of clumpy, and then set it aside. And again, that will be our topping, which I'm kind of excited about. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. Okay. So this looks pretty good. Now, I've already cracked my eggs, and we are going to whisk the butter and eggs together. So that was one thing that I was missing. I did not have my eggs cracked into a bowl. I just had my eggs here on the counter. So there's our little crumble topping. That looks great. So I've got my mini whisk. I'm going to whisk our 2 eggs together. And once these are whisked together, I'm going to add in the butter and see. Now, I don't know, did they ask me to whisk? Let's check. Am I whisking the milk in as well? Okay. Okay, eggs, butter, and milk. So my bowl might be a little bit small for that, but we're going to see. Okay, we got our eggs. I like to whisk kind of separately to make sure I'm well incorporating everything. Here we go. Should I try it? It is 2/3 cup of milk that's going to go in this little tiny bowl. So let's just see how we do. I'll be very careful. I think it's working. There we go. Okay. We got it all in there. We're good. We're safe. So you just, again, you want to make sure that your eggs, your butter, and your milk are very well whisked together. A larger bowl and a larger whisk might be helpful. Okay, well, that's done. So we'll set these other things off to the side. And then with our remaining mix, we are going to mix this all together in our bowl. Okay. So I'm going to mix this really well, and then I will come back when I have divided them evenly into the pan. Now, I try to use like an ice cream scooper or a cookie scoop or something to try to make sure I get them of similar size. It just helps with cooking and making sure. What I will say about my mixing this is it's more of a loose batter. It's not really super thick, and it's mixing very easily. You know, there's not a lot of clumps left. So, all right, I will get these in the pan and I'll be back. I used an ice cream scooper and basically put about 2 scoops. So my 10 muffins they're pretty full. I probably could have just made some smaller muffins, but I wanted to go with what the recipe stated. So now it's time for us to work with our topping. My hands are clean, freshly washed. So I've got my crumble topping here, and I am just going to crumble it up just a little bit with my hands. Let me just double check my directions one more time to make sure. 10 muffin cups, and then top with our streusel topping. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and just do a little sprinkling on each one. Try to make sure I break it up really good. I didn't do a great job on that first one. So I'm going to try to get some smaller pieces. And once I have all my topping on, I will come back and show you what it looks like before it goes into the oven. Streusel topping is on. I feel like I did a pretty decent job evening it out. So these are going in the oven on 350 for 16 to 19 minutes. I will check them after 16 and let you know how long mine stayed in the oven. The muffins are out of the oven, and I have to say, like aesthetically, they came out great. Let me show you. I did leave mine in for 18 minutes. I checked them for 16. I love the streusel topping. I think that's fantastic. I can't tilt it much because I have water in my center muffin pans. But yeah, I left mine in for 18 minutes. It said 16 to 19. So I'm going to let them cool for a bit, and then I will take one out so we can give one of these blueberry muffins a taste. I will say they smell amazing, and I think they cook up like maybe better than like a Krusteaz. So I'll be back to give these a taste. Just a quick reminder, we made Miss Jones Baking Company Moist and Fluffy Blueberry Muffins. So let's take a look. I got it out of the muffin pan, and this is what it looks like. It is very, very moist. You can see how, I don't know if you can tell how flexible it is. It smells amazing. Look at all the blueberries. They weren't kidding about the blueberry content. I feel like it is loaded with blueberries. What I've decided is I think I want to cut it so we can look at the inside really quick and see how moist that is. Oh yeah, look at that. It's still nice and warm. I did let it cool. I'm hoping that 18 minutes wasn't too much and that it may have dried it out a little bit, but I don't think so. So take a look at the inside. Loaded with blueberries. Now here's the taste. Mmm. Very good. Not very sweet at all. The blueberries do the heavy lifting. The streusel gives it a little bit of a crunch. They do very well. Oh, they taste homemade. Oh, these are good. Oh, Miss Jones. I mean, am I going to eat the whole? I'm not going to eat the whole muffin here, but one more bite. Mmm. Wonderful. And you see it came out of the pan. Nice and clean. Oh my goodness. These are my favorite. I can't wait to go online and find out what else Miss Jones makes, because for me, these are a 10 out of 10. If you like a really sweet muffin, I think you would like these, but you may want to add a pinch of sugar. They are perfect for me. I cannot wait until tomorrow morning so I can have one of these with my coffee. So, highly recommend Miss Jones Baking Company blueberry muffins. And oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what else she has. Thank you for joining me on another Cook With Me gluten-free. If there's something that you want me to make or try, please put it in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.